Good morning, welcome to Manchester in the United Kingdom. So today we are flying the easyJet A321neo up to Billund in Denmark, home of the LEGO group. Once we get there we'll do a bit of a drone tour of the LEGO house, which has been realised in the game. And of course we're back in the easyJet A321. I think I have flown this on stream once before. We have flown easyJet a couple of times as well in the A39, or once in the A319, and not quite yet in the A320, but we will eventually. We might as well do the trifecta of the easyJet, what do you call it, fleet. Got the word for a second there. So we'll be taking off fairly shortly. The flight plan is loaded. You can see the weather here is not that great in Manchester. It's currently 11:30 in the morning here, and we will bring up the meta. So we have got, this is as of 11 minutes ago, we have got, oh, that wind has changed. It's 3 knots. It's almost shooting down the runway, which is great. That is the direction we're taking off from, 23 right. We have got overcast cloud down to 500 feet, and it is only 5 degrees Celsius, which is pretty chilly. Of course, this is coming into the winter months for the UK, so that is pretty standard. Weather up in Billund is, we've got a 6 knot wind. There's going to be a bit of a crosswind landing heading into Billund today. Overcast down to 2,800 feet, few cloud at 700 feet, so hopefully it's clear enough for us to do the drone tour. It has been raining there the last couple of days, and it is only 3 degrees up in Denmark, so even colder. But that will not stop us making the trip. Of course, I am wearing shorts because I am myself in Queensland, Australia, where it is a little bit warmer as we come into our summer. And you notice that the stream cam has changed. I've taken the frame away because it's just taking up way too much space in the viewing area. I've also, I have got a green screen on the way, so in the bottom, where's my mouse, in this corner down here, I'll superimpose myself for most of the duration of the flights. Anyway, on into the flight deck. So, like I said, we are all loaded up and ready to go, and our jetway has just decided to disconnect randomly. That's kind of annoying. I'm just going to leave it disconnected until, well, for the remainder of the flight. Well, I mean, have to disconnect it eventually. Down into the flight computer. So we will. I've got a distance of 444 nautical miles. We will be reaching flight level with 370, and we are coming in on the ILS approach, so ILS 09, and flight time is approximately 1 hour and 10 minutes according to the ETA in the computer. But without any further ado, if I get my buttons right, I have updated my view buttons as well. So I've got a new view, which is this one here. It's a bit more zoomed out, and it sort of gives us a few better angles to view while we're flying. So bear with me. I will eventually get my shortcuts sorted and committed to memory. Hey, batteries are going to come on. The APU master will come on. While we're waiting for that, we will turn on the logo light, beacon light, strobe to auto. We will detract, is that the right word? Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll detract our landing lights in preparation for takeoff. We'll start the APU, which will probably, it's doing that thing where it won't stay on unless you click it a few times. There we go. Okay, we have already requested clearance, and if I scroll through the ATC, we'll see, where is it? Where are we? There we go, climb and maintain at 6,000 feet after taking off from runway 23 right. So it's, oh, I just pressed, I just took a screenshot by accident. I just hit the wrong button. Yeah, so not the highest climb out, but we will get up to 370 shortly after that. Anyway, APU has started up, so we'll get the APU bleed on. External power can come off, seatbelts can come on, and we will start pushback because the jet bridge is already disconnected itself. which is rather lovely of it to do that without asking. Fuel pumps better come on as well. We definitely do need those. And ignition into start. Release the parking brake now as well. And we will wait for pushback. So we're pushing back, tail to the left, and try and line up on this taxi line best we can. So taxi today will see us come around here all the way down and for line up on 23 right. Go, there's pushback. Not the longest pushback today, which is great. We will get engine number 2 fired up to start with. We've got N2 rolling up, so that is good. Hopefully I've pushed that turn in time. Oh, it looks like we might line up okay. A little bit too late on the turn, but that's okay. So engine number 2 has rolled up. We'll get engine number 1 underway. We should hear some hydraulic pumps pressurising soon. There they go. So go flaps to 1. We will arm the speed brake while we're here as well. And we'll go AI ATC, so I don't have to worry about that. Just a little bit darker, the flight deck today. Oh, there's the screenshot. Thank you, Xbox. I'm not sure if I actually did press that button or if it did it on its own. Alrighty, engine number 1 is, oh, see here I'm pressing the wrong buttons again. Engine number 1 is fired up, get the APU all off, taxi lights to on, ignition back to normal, and parking brake was off the whole time. I didn't even turn it on. That's, that goes against procedure. Anyway, we will head out to runway 23 right. So I have had a few more subscribers over the last week, and thank you very much for the support. It's, the channel is slowly growing. I am just a small channel, and I'm fine with that, but it's good to see your support. I really do appreciate that. And the replays are getting some views too, which is nice, and some nice comments, people thanking me for the content. Definitely appreciate the feedback as well, any questions that you have. I do want to give a shout out to one subscriber who has asked, oh, I think they're a subscriber, I assume so, have asked me to do a setup video of what I fly with, because they've bought an Xbox Series X and they want to get into flight sim, so that will come soon, probably in the next few weeks, because I do have a full-time job and have to find the time to make the content, but that will come to the channel eventually. I think it's a brilliant idea, and it'll give anyone else who's wanting to get into flight simulator ideas of what equipment they need to get. And I might even do a run through of startup procedures and things like that, how I do the flight planning. I just do it all in-house on the Xbox itself in the sim. I don't use SimBrief or anything like that yet, because it's not integrated into the Xbox ecosystem. I mean, that might come with WASM, who knows? Who knows what the future does hold. It's quite exciting that all these developments are taking place, and we'll be able to get these third-party aircraft installed and flying, so that's something to look forward to next year. But until then, sort of make do with what we can. I would really, really love to get more realistic ground aircraft in the sim, but the options are pretty limited with the marketplace, so that is something I would like to see. And also these, the aircraft in front of us, as you can see, they're based on real world flight operations. It would be nice to have those not showing up as generics as well. It's probably better not take these turns above 20 knots. It's a bit over the top. Have got engines at 37%. It's a bit too much. It looks like we have got another gamer coming in, Stan 87CD in the A321neo coming down into land. We might wait for them. Did one just disappear? It was real world as well. I'm just going to hold back off the runway threshold so it doesn't activate the go around for them, because that'd be really annoying. I'll just watch them come in. They've only got 1,000 feet to go. In the meantime, I will just double check. I did turn my lights on properly to my beacon nav strobe. Yeah, I did go through all that. And speed breakers armed. Flaps are at 1. Yeah, cool. So let's watch Stan 87CD come in the A320neo. Be interesting to see what livery it is shows up. Only a couple hundred feet to go. Manchester does sit 248 feet above sea level. Let's go for an outside view. I see this landing. What livery is it? Is it a South American one? Straight into a go around. Why? Oh, dude. That could have been a nice landing. Oh well. Is that because... No, I haven't been given clearance yet, but we will get up to the threshold and get clearance. Shall we? Maybe not, 44%. What? It's meant to automatically activate. You're not close enough. Okay, it's not automatically giving it us what the hell? Oh, request takeoff clearance. There we go, QNH 3039, wind 201 at 3, it's showing 200 at 3 on the meta, so it's pretty accurate. Let's get our long asses out to the runway. So while we're heading out, we will put parking brakes to max, and we will turn on the landing lights. So fairly high takeoff speed in the A321. I think rotate is around 174. V2 is 177. Whoa, swinging around quite quick there. Okay, so nose just in just a little bit, up to 50% or thereabouts. 55, that'll do. And up to flex. Come on, where is it? There it is. We are going to be pushed a little bit nose to the left, so we'll just keep that steady. Oh, past 100. 130. 150. V1, rotate. Positive rate gear can come up. Let's not climb at 5,000 feet per minute. Let's just drop down a little bit. Continue to lose that flap. And we'll start turning to the left. There we go, beautiful. Just double check, we have disarm speed brake and thrust levers are set. Awesome. That was lovely. Look at that though, that overcast cloud that we've broken through. Where is Stan H7CD? Possibly paused. Gone through a go around and paused the game. Cool. Anyway, we are climbing to 7,000 feet before we get our next instruction. We did veer off course just a little bit, but that's not a big deal. Coming back around now. And we are flying at the LatinVFR A321. Those engines, those LEAP engines sound really good in the game. Should be coming through the stream nice and loud. Okay, coming up 7,000. Climb, maintain flight level 190, can do. So after this turn, we'll bring the navigation display out to 320 miles. It's pretty much straight shot up to Denmark. No speed restrictions coming out of Manchester either. Righty, approaching 10,000, so we can lose those landing lights. Speed will increase to 320 knots, so we will drop our nose just a little bit. But it should make up the vertical speed once we have hit 320 knots. Go, nice straight line all the way up to Denmark. It's pretty much a straight in approach as well. It's a much nicer morning above the clouds than it is down on the ground. But what is the air temperature? Should tell us down here. Total air temperature 6 degrees. So it's 1 degree warmer than it was on the ground. we see the A320? Well, we can. And they are climbing a bit. Okay, flight level 180. So QNH can be set back to 29902. I know that they use the inches format for the, I can't remember what you call it, for the pressure in the UK, but the game likes to use hectopascals, so that's what I do use while I'm flying. Oh, we're above 190, that's what I was waiting for. Up to 330, and then we should have a final instruction up to 370 for the remainder of the flight. So I think there has been another update from Microsoft since the last stream. I'm trying to think if there has been. I think there has been. And since then I have not had the issue with the Turtlebeach, with the buttons activating themselves. So knock on wood, it doesn't continue. It did happen in the last stream where landing gear retracted itself. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't for this flight. It hasn't all week at all. Hasn't turned on lights, hasn't done any random stuff, so I'm banking on it not doing it for the stream. Now, climb performance has diminished a little bit, so we're down to 2,400 feet per minute in the climb, but that is standard for the leap variation of the A321neo. In the simulator it is anyway. The Pratt & Whitney has a much better climb performance. Usually sits at around 2,800 to 3,000 feet per minute consistently all the way up to cruise altitude. The leaps just don't seem to get there. Maybe once we hit max speed, which is in a couple of thousand feet, we will. But otherwise, it's not that great. Let's drop to 2,100. We have to switch over to max speed though, so we should see a bit better performance. There we go, 2,200, 2,300, 24, yeah, okay, cool. I knew that would happen. Not sure if that's how accurate it is in real life. Far out, it is taking its time to get up to 33,000. Finally up to 300, 7,000 to go. It is very cloudy down there. Oh, actually not very. Clouds look pretty uniform in the game though, don't they? They're not, I don't think they're random enough. I don't think there should be lines. It's just lines all the way through them. It just looks weird. I know there's a bit of toing and froing on forums about clouds. I can really see what they mean. Like, it looks like the lines on the lawn that you get when you mow. Strange. Oh, we're above 330, so we should have instruction up to 370. There it is. Yep. So ATC can stay off. Whoop, that's just bounce back and forwards out of views. ATC can stay off until we come to the top of descent, which is around 125 nautical miles away from landing. Ish. Maybe 120. Last 2,000 to go. We have dropped right down to, is that 1,300 feet per minute? Oh, if I press the right buttons. Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, it is, yes. We're only climbing at 1,300 feet per minute, so the climb performance of this 21 with the leaps is just terrible. I was struggling to get that last 1,000. Come on. We need to be going at this. Just to get up. Wow, that was painful as hell to watch. It's sort of a throwback to the A320neo that come with the standard game way back, sort of Sim Update 7 and before, where the climb performance was just garbage. That has definitely improved. I think the 21neo with the leaps needs some work. I was just going to turn off the seatbelt, so we just lost 500 feet in a bit of an air pocket. Awesome. It looks like Stan 87CD is going back in for another run. No, he's just circling around at 3,300 feet. Cool. That's a long go around. Anyway, I think it's safe to say we can put the... Wow, we are just getting thrown around here. I'm just going to leave the seatbelts on for a little bit. Just jumped up a couple hundred feet. drop some speed. Is that the bump from crossing the coastline, was it? It is not quite below us yet. Coming up though, it's right there. Almost on top of it. As we head out over the North Sea. Well, I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to turn the seatbelt sign off. Hopefully I won't lose any passengers. I mean, this is easyJet, you get what you pay for. We will check our ETA. God, I forget which button it is. It's that one there. 11:53. It is currently 12. What? Huh? I've set my clock wrong. It is 11:01. Oh, that threw me for a sec. Let's try that again. So arrival time 11:53. So we have got another 52 or so minutes until we are wheels on the ground outside the terminal in Billund, and then we will head across the way to the Lego house and a bit of a drone tour around that. In the meantime, I'm going to take the compulsory 5-minute working break, and I will be right back after, well, there's no messages, just enjoy some outside view, I guess. Oh shit. Pressing the wrong buttons. I'll try that again. I didn't mean to put the end slide on. So let's try that again. I will be right back in about 5 minutes. Just like that, we're back. That went real quick. So we have slipped out over, where's the map? And we have passed out over onto the North Sea. There is something coming up on our left. Whoops, wrong button, sorry. Can we see them? There they are, off in the distance. It's not too far away from 240 miles away. This is a nice quick flight, just an hour's trip up north from the UK. And I can talk about the next stream. So we are back. Where's the button? There it is. Far out. What is wrong with me? We are back in the 787-10 doing a very rare wide-body trip up New Zealand from Christchurch and into Auckland, and that is in the All Black livery, not the All Blacks livery. There is a 777-300ER in real life with the All Blacks livery, and that does have the additional silver fern in front of the New Zealand tourism fern at the back of the plane. That's coming up on Sunday morning, 7 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is 2100 UTC on Saturday night. So whatever time zone you're in, just check the schedule. It's easier if you subscribe, of course, have to plug that, and hit the notification bell, and you'll see when I am streaming. Streaming twice a week. So my time, Thursday nights, which is tonight, and Sunday mornings, and you can see the schedule. I do usually put up both streams of the week. Also post a community post a couple of days before the first stream of the week, so you can see when and where and what I'm flying in. Also, if you are a flight sim enthusiast, I do put the route into the live chat around 15 minutes before the start of the stream, and the stream will start 15 minutes early because we do a 15-minute countdown timer for everyone to get ready. If you want to jump in and fly alongside, I definitely welcome that. Usually flying twin-engine jets. I do actually have a 747 flight coming up, and it's just a more like a test stream. They'll be flying from Brisbane to Sydney in Australia, flying the Qantas livery. Actually, I do have the artwork for that already done. Let's bring that up. Oh, there it is, right there. So yes, it'll be the Qantas Freight 747-8, and Qantas Freight, interestingly, they do fly two 747-8s, but they wet lease them from Atlas. They don't actually have their own. They definitely don't have them painted in their own liveries. Not sure if they fly them under the Qantas call sign. They might. Not entirely sure of that, but they are used for international freight services in and out of Australia, and flying for Qantas, and that's, I think it's a wet lease as well. And but we've got one in the Qantas Freight livery, so I thought, why not fly it? The flight before that, so this is next Thursday. Is it? Yes, I think it is, yeah. We're going from, I think it's pronounced Curacao, I think, maybe. I did look that up on Wikipedia, so it is not guaranteed that any of this information is accurate. But we're flying up to St Martin, otherwise known as Princess Juliana, which is the very famous Caribbean airport where you can stand on the beach and get blown over as jet aircraft take off, or have your head brushed with landing gear as they come down and land. Not exactly, you won't get hit by a plane. If you do, it means it's crashing. But we'll be flying the Delta A321neo, so it's about an hour and 10 minute flight. Beautiful approach on that one. Might as well go through them for the rest of the month, considering today is the 1st of December for me. So next stream, this coming Sunday, we've got the 787, then we've got the Delta A320 up to Princess Juliana, and then we have the Qantas Freight 747-8 from Brisbane to Sydney, And then just for something different, we're going from Toronto City Airport, which they don't have jet services going to and from, probably because the runway is only about 1,200 metres long, so it's not really long enough for A319 to land on per se, especially in snowy weather. But I did some test flights. We can take off from that airport in the A319 in the sim, so that's what we're doing. And we're going to head down to New York JFK. And we are wearing the, I can't remember that livery. Is it West? It's not WestJet. Western something. It's a special livery by American. Not sure if it exists in real life, but I've got it, so why not use it? Then we're doing a Pacific flight in the Philippines, going from Namia to Vanuatu. Reason why I'm flying Filipino is because I don't really have any Pacific liveries. I've already done a Jetstar, and thought I haven't flown Philippine yet, so let's do that. And then at the end of coming into the end of the month, we're doing Bilbao, Spain to Gibraltar. You can see the Rock of Gibraltar in the background of the picture there, and that is the Airbus A321neo with British Airways. And then this is the last one of the month. We are finally going to go to Kai Tak. We're doing a departure from Kai Tak because I haven't done a landing there yet, and figured let's do a departure from there up to Okinawa. And I think it is monsoon season up in the lower islands of Japan, so it's going to be an interesting approach and landing. We'll see what happens if we crash or not. That is in the Cathay Pacific A321neo flying the Pratt & Whitney engines, I think. Could be wrong, but with that better climb performance. That's what is coming up for the entire month of... just brought up my OneDrive page. For the entire month of December. January we'll see a few exciting flights, and then February I want to do some New Zealand flights, hopefully in an ATR 72600 in the Air New Zealand livery, but we'll see if we do get liveries with ATR when it does come to the marketplace. Will we have SIM Update 12 by then? So we might have WASM support, and so might be able to install some third-party liveries from that. But that is all that is coming up in the start of the year, so that to look forward to. In the meantime, we'll continue up to Billund and the easyJet A321neo, just about to say Jetstar then, as we cruise across the North Sea and up into the Scandi countries. There's Qatar 755 up there, up front, or up ahead, sorry. Starting to get the yawns. It is 9:15 at night for me on a Thursday. Do have work in the morning, but dedicated to streaming these flights so you can watch them. Oh, the landing compilation for what month are we now? December. For November will be coming out this weekend. I didn't get a chance to edit it down the previous weekend, so it is coming out a little bit later than usual, but that is coming up. So if you want to watch the landing, so every single landing for the month, including the one into Guam, which that's another reason why it's delayed, is because I have to work on bleeping out the absolute string of expletives that flew out of my mouth on that landing. It could have been my fault, but I'm kind of blaming the handling characteristics of the A320 in the sim, where it randomly tips to the left for no apparent reason, and you can't really correct it even if you put the yoke full to the right. Oh, while I say yoke too, if you are new to watching these, yeah, I do fly with a yoke. I've got the Turtlebeach Velocity 1 flight. I don't have the what do you call it, the side stick for Airbus yet, but actually no, I'm going to be really naughty and bring this up. Where are we? I go into YouTube. This is someone else's channel. Just going to bring up Oh, I can't play it. Oh, because... Did I just lose... I think I just lost the connection to the stream from the iPad. I can't. I don't know how to take a screenshot on this iPad. Do I just like this? Oh, there we go. It's the new iPad. I haven't actually played with it much yet. I'm just going to take a screenshot of YouTube, just so I'm not breaking too many rules. I go in here like this, zoom it a bit. Okay, that might work. It might be a little bit fuzzy on screen, but here we go. So this is a video from, who's it from? Is it from Oz? I think this is Oz Flight Simmer. It's a video I haven't watched yet, but it looks like that Thrustmaster have released the side stick and Quadrant for Xbox, which is quite exciting. I might get it. I haven't got the Turtlebeach pedals yet, but I might get that before I get those, and have a go with some side stick flying. We'll see. We will see what happens. See how expensive it is first. I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched the video yet to actually know. So I could add that to the repertoire. We'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get some spending money from Santa this year. That's highly doubtful, by the way. But something to strive for. Almost 160, no, not really actually that close. No, it was still 210 miles away. I was reading the nav display just a little bit incorrectly there for a sec. Not a lot of wind up here. We've got 3.5, well, say 350 at 3.7. Pretty calm conditions, really. Looks like a beautiful morning above the North Sea. Probably is still quite cold. Let's actually have a look. Where is that? Oh, no, not there. We go across and down. Minus 31 degrees Celsius total air temperature. That's not overly cold, considering the altitude we're at. And it is winter. I don't know what the total air temperature should be. I've never actually really paid much attention to it. I probably should actually, because I have the anti-ice function turned off in the sim, and I want to start using it, but I haven't quite got my head around how and when. I need to watch a couple of videos on that, on when I should be using that, and so that will be coming for some more added realism. Speaking of added realism too, the A310, still haven't really jumped in the cockpit and flown that yet. Well, I have jumped in the cockpit and sort of had a look around. I haven't gotten it off the ground, just for lack of trying. I haven't tried yet. I've been watching a few videos on it. It looks like the ILS is not working it properly. The navigation might be a bit sort of broken. And until I get the all clear from other people flying it, I won't really give it a go. I was really looking forward to it, but it has been a bit of a disappointment. And of the 3 times I have spawned into the cockpit, it has crashed to desktop twice. So it's not really something I want to happen on stream at all. It has happened once. That was the last time we landed into JFK early on in September or October, and I don't really want that to happen again. It just ruins the whole thing. Right, we will do a quick ETA check. So it's 11:53, no change whatsoever. It's currently 11:23, so 30 minutes until we're on the ground. Approximately 10 minutes until we start our descent. Weather in Billund today is, well, at present, still 3 degrees, overcast, down to 2,900 feet, with a few at 800. So not much of a change there. Wind 7 knots. It has picked up a little bit. It was 6 knots before, I think. Could have been 7, but not really much of a change. Will be a slight crosswind landing as we come in also. And Billund does have a nice big long runway, so we will take advantage of that in the A321. Now the last flight I did, the A320, I sort of showed you around the flight deck a bit and how I've got a new add-on where it gives us some wear and tear. This in the LatinVFR it does not have that, so there's no wear and tear on the thrust levers. The carpet looks brand spanking new. There's no marks. The armrests are not scratched up at all. We're essentially flying a brand new plane. So the add-on pack that I've got doesn't work with the LatinVFR aircraft, but that's okay. The interior still looks pretty good. I'm still pretty happy with it. It just looks a little bit too new, I think. And the 737 MAX 8 is still parked up. I have sent feedback to Bredock 3D's team, and they haven't gotten back to me or acknowledged that they've received it, so I'm assuming it's gone into their junk email inbox. So I will just sit patiently and wait to see if there is an update. The current version is 1.7.1, and when you're flying it, you come to the end of a flight, all your displays in the cockpit just go blank. When you're starting it up, the APU doesn't start properly, it powers down. I can't figure out the workaround for that. You taxi out to the runway, and on taxi, engine number 2 turns itself off, and you're just all sorts of issues that have come up since Sim Update 11. So I brought that to their attention, and hopefully they can fix it, because I really did enjoy flying the MAX 8, as rudimentary as it was in the sim. They do state it's not study level, it's not at a study level price, but it was nice to have a 737 on the Xbox version until the WASM is sorted and we can get the PMDG installed, which I will do, but I'm a little bit scared of it because it is considered study level. I think I've got to up my game on operations, but I will give it a go. It's a very expensive aircraft. I think it's 100 Australian dollars. But for the 737-800, but desperately want that in the fleet. And I also see they've announced, so PMDG have announced the 777, something just made a noise. We'll look at that later. They've announced 777-9 to be released around the same time as the inaugural flight off the 777-9 with an airline. They've already obviously had their test flights, or they're currently in testing. It did appear at a few air shows this year as well, including I think as a Farnborough, and so they are working on that to have that released. And also Fly-by-Wire are doing an A380, so maybe I'll get the world's largest airliner and the world's largest twin jet in future. I'm not sure yet. There are some 777s available in the marketplace, and their ratings are so low that I'm not even going to bother shelling out money on them. And plus, they've used a reworked 747-8 cockpit, and I'm just really not interested in that. I want something that looks more like the 777. I know that the two are pretty similar in real life, but they're not exactly the same. Anyway, we have passed 160 miles away from destination, so we should start our decel to 242 knots in around, where are we, in around 30 odd miles, and then we will start our descent down into Billund. In fact, we should start our descent in about 5 minutes or so. Let's check ETA again. Still 11:53, perfect. No change there. The wind is still 3.5, I can see 353 at 3.7. Pretty consistent. Now, if you are watching this on the replay and you want to see flights either on stream or to watch in the replays from one destination to another, and you have suggestions, definitely let me know. Always keen for some input on where we should go. Generally try to keep the flights under an hour. I might do some specials, say like on the 4th of July, I might do an Independence Day celebration flight for the American viewers, and might do a long haul flight from, say, I don't know, Auckland, New Zealand up to LAX, something like that. I mean, it's 12 hours, and we'll see. I'm sort of toying with that idea. I have got the 787-10 to do that, so why not? And but yeah, generally I want to keep it around about an hour and a half at the most. And like I said, if you want to fly alongside, the route is in the live chat at the start of the 15-minute countdown, so you're more than welcome to spawn in. I'm on the East USA server as well, just as an FYI. Oh, a bit of a bump. It sounds like our decel has kicked into 242. It has. I'm just going to double check. Have we been asked to descend yet? No, we have not. So another couple of minutes, we should be asked to descend and make our way. So almost at top of descent for this flight. We should get that. Oh, there we go. Descend and maintain 250. So let's get that down. And we will do that at, oh, where's my buttons? 2,000 feet per minute. Might take it down to 250 at 2,000 feet per minute. Per minute, all the way. Get us down as low as we possibly can without being too low. We should get comfortable for descent. Slouching just a little bit. I do have to keep an eye on the ATC because it gives us random altitudes to descend to. So the next one might be descend to say 14,000, and then in the same breath it will say now go to 7,000. The flight planning for this was I could choose the ILS for runway 09, but there was no vector. It was just direct, which is a little bit annoying, and so it does mess up the ATC just a little bit. But it has been okay in the practice runs. We shall see. The wind has dropped just a little bit. That overcast cloud has now dropped to 2,600 feet. It was at 2,800 before. Still a few clouds at 800, but it should be fairly clear once we get below that overcast ceiling of 2,600 feet. Temperature hasn't changed, still 3 degrees Celsius in Billund, and the wind has dropped just a little bit down to 6 knots. So previously it was 7. Showing 6.25 miles of visibility, considering we have got 2,600 feet overcast cloud. That's fairly high, but of course that's once you break through that ceiling, that's the visibility that they are giving us. So we'll see what it's like in the sim as we come into Billund. Go descend and maintain a 150. We can do that. We won't need to do that at 2,000 feet per minute though. We'll do it at 1,500. I'll play it by ear. We will reduce that to 80 nautical miles on the display, the navigation display. I do love the shadowing effect in this game. It's just mesmerises me how they get it so accurate. It looks so good. I think the rate of descent's fairly perfect. Yeah, so the decision to do 2,000 feet per minute down to 25,000 feet was a good idea because we can now sort of coast down nice and slow. Coming into 20,000 feet, so we will get a seatbelt sign switched on. Actually, I might push her down 1,800 feet per minute for a little bit, just to make up a little more altitude, or to drop a little more altitude a little quicker. QNH for Denmark today is 3045 is the reading that I do have on Meta. We will see if ATC does give us a change in that. Now, Billund Airport is 247 feet above sea level, so it's pretty close to sea level to not really worry about it being a high altitude airport whatsoever. We can see the coastline coming up ahead. There's an aircraft in front of us. Is it above us? It's above us. Okay. Scandinavian 531. It's pretty close to the alcohol sign, 553. Wow, not really. I can see the Scandi coastline in front of us. I think it would be a beautiful view if those clouds weren't just in the way. I feel like we just go blow them out, but no. Is that a ship down there? Oh, I can't see it now. I think there's a ship down there. Maybe not. Maybe I'm seeing things. Okay, we should get another instruction within the next split second. There it is. Descend and maintain 9,000. Okay, so the ATC is actually behaving tonight, which is cool. Aircraft's not though, it just dropped to 2100 feet per minute. Let's get that back to 1800. Just want to get down a little bit lower because we will have a speed change coming up. Not given us a QNH yet. No, they haven't. Have noticed since update 11, the updates to the QNH are few and far between until you get right down below 5,000 feet. So luckily, the metadata seems to be pretty accurate. So once we hit 10,000, I will drop that speed down to 220 knots. I don't usually do it at any select altitude, but it's just I feel like that's going to be us tonight, or sorry, this morning. That's what I'll go by, 10,000 feet, 220 knots. I wouldn't take anything I do in any of these aircraft seriously and follow my lead in how I fly them, because I don't think I'm following SOP exactly as it should. Anyway, coming down to 10,000 feet, we can get the landing lights on already. And I am actually going to drop that speed, yeah, I'll do that now, down to 220. And the preparation for start to get our flaps out within the next 15 nautical miles. Oh, and our descent rate needs to decrease to 1,200 feet per minute to get that speed down. I'll put it back to 1500. It's not going to hold at 1500. I should have just left it alone. It would have done its own thing. Oh. I was meant to be at 9,000 anyway. Whoops. Oh, you just need to maintain 3,000. Yeah, okay, cool. Oops, I'm just porpoising it now. Let's get down. Apologies to the passengers at the back as we take the nose up and down and throw you around in your seat just a little bit. We will do that at 1,200 feet per minute. Was not paying attention to anything at all. As you can see, there's a little bit shaky as we come in. This looks like there's a bit of turbulent weather out there. Actually, see right in front of us on the radar. We have got some weather. We might go through a bit of rain. It's not forecast for rain, it's just forecast for overcast. Let's see what these grey clouds bring us. Okay, reduce speed down to 205 and prep for the flaps to start coming out. Oops. We can arm the speed brake as well. Not going to have the best visibility on landing, I don't think. Alrighty, we can go flaps to 1. Oh, actually, looks like it might be clear on the other side of this clump of marshmallow. Are those clouds down to the ground? Not quite. Okay, cool. Probably can activate ILS now as well. Are we below the diamonds? We are. Awesome. We are going to go flaps to 2. Locator can be activated also. Oh, nice. Runway, is that our runway? Oh no, it's a trick of light. It's not a runway at all. I thought that was runway in sight, and if it was, that's concerning because we're pretty high up compared to it. Runway is up there somewhere. Do we need window heat turned on? Probe window heat. Just notice there's ice on the windscreen. Should have landing clearance. We do. There we go. What was our final QNH? 3044, so we'll just adjust that. Just waiting for this diamond to form and drop down so we can hit approach and get down onto the runway, which is still not in sight yet. Is that it there? No, is that marks on the windscreen? Can't tell. Sweet, let's hit approach. That should start gliding us down. Oh, there's our runway in sight, perfect. Go around, altitude will be 5,000 feet.
2,500.
And we will go flaps to 3. And gear can come down. So auto brake will be set to medium for this aircraft on this runway. I do want to try and stop before the midpoint turn. Just do some checks before we go. Flaps full. So speed brake is armed. Flaps are at 3. Landing lights are definitely on. Seatbelt signs, of course, are on. So just before 1,000, go flaps to full. Should bring our speed down to about 155.
1,000.
Wind is fairly calm. We got 066 for 9 or 10 or so. Okay, I'm going to take over my aircraft because we are just a little bit too high up. There we go. Oh, now we're coming in too low. Maybe I should let ILS do its thing.
500.
Continue. Just line her up just a little bit better. Famous last words, they come out of my mouth. Whoops. A little bit shaky as we come in. It's all good. Just gonna go off to the left, off to the right I should say. Always off to the right.
100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Whoop.
Retard. 5.
And touchdown. That was quite nice. Two in reverse. I'm quite happy with that landing. Okay, reverse is stowed down to 60, and we will just take this next turn coming up. Landing lights can come off. Oh, I'm quite happy with that landing. I'm very happy with that landing. I think I might have finally butted a landing on stream. If you can see my face, I'm grinning from ear to ear. Alrighty, so we'll take this turn. There's no point in bringing up ATC because there's no ATC to vector us to any gate. We sort of just have to make it up for some reason at this airport. Not entirely sure why, but sometimes it's better without the AI ATC telling you what to do. We have got a little bit of a trek back down to the gate. Then we'll jump on the drone, head over to the Lego house. You can probably hear the excitement in my voice. That landing was just so very satisfying. Alrighty, so let's get some systems off. We don't need constraints, we don't need ILS, we don't need flight director. Get our QNH down to 90902, just cause that's really 5,000. I can turn off terrain, and we'll get the APU started up. Can stow the landing lights and get the strobe all the way to off. We don't need the window heat anymore. Oops, we do need to stay on the taxiway. So it's pretty basic. It's just AI generated airport here. I'm not sure if there is one in the marketplace. I didn't actually have a look. I did take advantage of the Black Friday sales, and I bought Wellington in New Zealand, so we'll be doing a stream in or out of Wellington again. It looks really, really good too. What speed are we doing? 24 knots. It's a bit too quick. We probably can. Yeah, we can. Turn on the APU bleed. So we'll take this first right here. Maybe not at 16 knots. And straight ahead, can you see the red tug off to the just up ahead on the right? That's the gate they want us to go to. But as you can see, the jetway is connected to nothing. So for some realism, I'm going to take the gate and jetway to the immediate left of that one. So not that one right ahead. We'll slow it down to 9 knots and or 8 knots, and we'll take this one here. Slow it down just a little bit. Shit. If I do this right and park it about there, we should get ground power and we should be able to connect the jetway. If I press the right view buttons, so engine's coming off, engine 1 bleed, engine 2, gen 1, gen 2, and fuel pumps can come off as well. Probably should turn off the taxi light too. I'm blinding all the ground crew that are non-existent. Nav lights beacon. Seatbelts can stay on. We'll turn on the external power and we will get a jetway connected. Where are you? Is it that one? Oh yeah, there we go. And that one. Jetway's going to be connected. Perfect. There it goes. Awesome. Jetway connected. Seatbelt signs can come off and we can lose the APU now as well. So there we go. Welcome to Billund. Now over there, somewhere, it might be over there, is the Lego house. So let's head straight over there. We're going to showcase. I want to change my drone speed just a little bit. Let's head over. You sure it is? Where are you? I will find it. It's definitely over there. It is. There it is, right there. So this is the Lego house as they have created it in the sim. It's pretty cool. I can eat birds. That's cool. I'd never noticed that before. So yes, this is the Lego. There's no interior. If I go in, let's have a look. We'll go straight in. It won't even let me. It won't let me go in. That's as far down as I can go. But they've sort of got the stuff on top, which is actually there. But I think something's gone wrong because there's just random boats there. There's the a rocket ship that is meant to look like it's made out of Lego, and then a deflated balloon on its side. That's a bit depressing. Oops. Some trees. What else we got? It's a tennis court. No, observation deck. And some sort of swingy thing. Sort of random art. It is swings. It's different. And some lifesavers. But how do we know it is Lego house? Well, if we look there, it's got Lego house, home of the brick. So that's quite exciting, isn't it? Let's see if can we actually get into it. What happens if I just go straight ahead? Oh, you can. It does have no interior whatsoever. Oh, it's got half a backwards sign. And what's up the top? Floating objects. So obviously if you have been here, this is nothing what it looks like in real life. I've never been here. Maybe one day. This staircase, this yellow brick staircasey thing, this does exist. It's kind of cool, I guess. And it actually has got a proper poster. So that is based on a real life Lego poster too. I think I have all 5 of those minifigs in my collection. That's kind of cool. But yeah, so that is Lego house, and there's meant to be the Lego campus, which I think that's what that there is. I think the campus is near the Lego house. I'm not sure, but yeah, the rest is sort of semi-AI generated. There's a random barn. Oh, is that meant to be the original? Oh fucking hell! The original Lego factory, the red barn. Or the red house, or whatever it was. Maybe. I don't know. And then I think that's meant to be more Lego campus. This is... For what they've got in here, it is pretty cool that they have actually got that in here. But I'm wondering if you can actually buy the scenery to make this look more real. Because Legoland's definitely not in here. I think Legoland should be over this way somewhere. I think that's what that might meant to be. It's... In fact, this whole park probably is actually Legoland, and this is just what the AI scenery generators have come up with. Just this weird sort of grassy area with... Oh, hang on, what's this? Little houses? Yeah, this might be Legoland, but a very poor representation of it. Very, very interesting. Maybe I should have checked if they had scenery to buy. Anyway, let's head back over to the easyJet Airbus and finish out the stream. Well, you pretty much have anyway. That was the Lego house in Legoland. It was kind of cool. But that's us. We are in Billund, Denmark. So thank you very much for watching along. If you did watch, or if you're watching this on the replay, and don't forget to check out the next stream, which is Air New Zealand all black livery 787-10 flying from Christchurch to Auckland. Now I have got the purchased airport for Auckland, so we are not just flying into some ugly grey buildings. But that is coming up this Sunday morning, my time. So it's 10 a.m. Sunday morning New Zealand daylight time, 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, or Saturday night 2100 Universal Time. So that is the next one to come up. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.